Welcome to Riverbend Talon on WBGZ. Brought to you by the Halpin Music Company.
Oh, another Thursday night in the Riverbend area here. 6 p.m. So that means what? Oh, yeah. Me and Dennis get to jackass around for another hour.
So does that really make it just another Thursday night?
It's, yeah, if you listen.
I mean, because we bring the stars. Riverbend, right? We got some big ones tonight, right? Real TV stars, man.
What?
I know.
Nah, you're kidding me, man. Yeah. I've just been talking to them like they're normal people.
I know. I didn't tell you. Well, you know, because we pumped their buddies up last time. You know, Jen Riley's the real star. We already figured that out. Riverbend Paranormal, remember, right? And Chim Chim and right? Thunder Snow, right?
Oh, my God. Right. Oh, wow.
So, yeah, the rest of the team's here now, right? They went on to, like, do...
ones?
Yeah. Hey, how'd you know what they said about you, Brian Murray?
I figured that was what it was going to be.
Now, Brian Murray from Ghost Hunters on A&E with us, along with Richel, Stratton, and thanks for coming in, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
we're excited.
We totally talked about you guys last time.
Is it normal to be nervous?
Yeah, because I'm nervous.
You guys are making us nervous because, like, you guys are supposed to be used to stuff like this, you know, all this attention. Okay. Now you're making us nervous because you're giving us attention. What do we do, baby?
Now you talk in front of a TV camera all the time, right?
Yeah.
So what's the big deal having like a microphone and a little camera in front of you now?
This is live.
Yeah, and it's dark.
And I can tell you right now, there's some things about me you just don't want live.
Okay.
I'm suddenly very interested. Yeah. The people in radio can't see it, but I have the evil pyramid finger of contemplation going on now, thinking about what I do and don't want to know.
Like, I don't have a filter, and sometimes that's a bad thing.
Oh, man. The ratings just went up, right? Nice. Everybody's like, I'm sticking around for this, for sure. I mean, we know Pigpen doesn't have a filter.
Well.
And Rob Klaus didn't have much of a filter. I'm just saying. Right?
I think we're going to have a heck of a show.
Right.
See, I don't even know what I'm talking about now.
Well, let's talk about why these guys are here, man. They've got you can investigate the Mineral Springs Hotel with them.
Oh, yeah.
So how cool is that to, get to hang out with the A&E Ghost Hunters?
In one of the creepier places in town.
Most creepiest place, maybe.
Hey, well, I don't know, man.
In downtown, I don't know. Cassandra's pretty creepy. She's cute, but... Right? You know Cassandra, right, guys?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Little ghost girls are always creepy.
I will say the Mineral Springs is probably the most awesome location in the area. For sure.
Yeah.
See?
It's a favorite of ours, for sure.
Yeah, I've been going there for years and years and years, so...
I don't know if I'm supposed to admit everything I do. Probably not, but
you do anyway.
Just do it.
I've been to the upstairs of this building in recent times. It's insane. Yeah. I don't mean like the next floor. I mean like all the way up. It looks like an old insane asylum. There's no walls. Everything's just it's very creepy up there. I've been to some pretty creepy places. Yeah. So.
I want to see it. Let's go.
Yeah. What are we waiting for?
Yeah.
So when Riverbend Paranormal was here, we took them up there and we looked around.
So
it was cool. Yeah. And we were hoping that maybe they'd go back and tell their friends from Ghost Hunters that they got to check out the Hotel Stratford, and you guys didn't.
They did. They absolutely did.
They like to rub it in our faces.
We were hoping that. We felt a little sister competition going there.
Friendly competition.
Friendly, right, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what started it all for you, Richel, right? You seen this ghost, and then you told your sister about it, right?
No, I actually saw someone at the foot of my bed when I was 8. I woke up in the middle of the night. They were standing there. I told my mom about it, and she didn't believe me.
Okay.
The following night,
that's right.
My sister woke up and seen the same person standing at the foot of her bed. No. So then they were like, okay, maybe there's a little bit to it, because my sister didn't know about my experience. And then from then on, there's only so much you can do when you're 8 years old. So we did what normal kids do, play with the Ouija boards and stuff, summon demons, no big deal. And then when we got older, we started going to investigations and different ghost hunts, and we really got into that. Eventually, she said, hey, I'm going to try to join a paranormal team. And I was like, okay. And she's like, I found one. I'm going to go investigate with them. Do you want to come with me? And I said, no, you can go first. And if it's not a cult, then maybe I'll tag along. But I was kind of going to let her be the sacrificial lamb on that one.
Guess who the big sister is, guys? I'm just saying. That's what I did to my little brother.
No, Jen's the big
She's the
sister.
big
Oh, wait a minute. How'd you do that? How'd you do
See,
that?
Now he's the guy who
I know.
was. he
I
was
thought
on
you were the
Facebook.
mom.
Oh, no.
Man, low blow. I know.
No, I mean Pigpen's the mom.
She's
Now, wait a minute.
aging like fine wine, and I'm like an moldy piece of bread. But
I only brought that up because in the pre-interview you had mentioned to me something like that happening recently. So I had to get you unnervous. See?
Did that help?
yeah, now I just want to hit you, but it's fine.
See? You're calming down already.
You know
I
what?
know the vein in my forehead's popping up.
Here's the thing. See, there's more backstory. She mentioned this in a pre-interview that someone had commented on a Facebook picture about her and her sister, who was the mom, and so Dennis is making fun of that. But she kind of had one coming because when I was asked by them what year I graduated, she said, "Oh, I was born that year," and I just about took her fronts out.
I was born the year before you graduated.
I don't feel old at all. All right, you little whippersnapper. So you do ghost hunts, huh? Tell me about that. I'm just saying. What comes around goes around.
I know, right? Karma.
I feel old too.
I'll tell
Well,
you.
at least you don't look it, okay? Apparently, I look it.
That's hilarious.
Well, maybe it's because, every time we see you on TV, it's like in the dark and like you all look like ghosts, basically.
Grady,
Oh, my
black and white
goodness.
footed now.
One of my coworkers from the dental office said to me, Richel, I watch you every week. And I was like, okay. And she's like, why do you always look so tired? I'm like, 'cause I am. I've been up to 3, 4 o'clock in the morning hunting
Every
ghosts.
night.
I'm like, every night for a week straight. I was like, I look tired because I am tired. Right. It's not fake, and
That's not makeup. They're not.
No, there actually is no makeup.
there is no makeup. I'm in charge of my own, and half the time I'm like, it's left over from yesterday, but they're going to see me in IR, so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, that's for sure. So just to clue folks in who are trying to figure out what's going on, we have the ghost hunters here from A&E, and they're doing an investigation at the Mineral Springs Mall on September 25th. That's coming right up. Where you guys can join in, and we got a link at cottonmouth.org to where you get your tickets at Eventbrite for this coming up on the 25th. And we keep bringing up Riverbend Paranormal because Brian Murray basically founded that, right? With
Matt Pace.
with
Me and
Matt
Matt Pace. Yep, we founded it back in 2007 when I was getting back out of the Marine Corps. I was moving home. I had seen this television show called Ghost Hunters. These guys were normal people that were doing it, and I was like, dude, I can do that. So I contacted Matt, said, I'm getting out of the Marine Corps here. Let's do this. He said, sure enough. And we went to Mineral right off the bat. So that was basically our first investigation. So
I meant to thank you for your service right off the bat.
Oh,
but,
thanks.
It kind of slipped by me. Yeah, Platoon Sergeant USMC, right?
yep, cool.
There you go.
Love it.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I appreciate the service. And so Riverbend Paranormal is where A&E contacted you. I guess they had heard about Riverbend Paranormal.
Yeah, I thought it was a bill collector, but it turned out to be an actual show. I really did, man. I went.
I almost sent him straight to voicemail.
Yeah, it went to voicemail, actually, and I went outside. I was like, let me check this number out. I don't know it. It's from California. What didn't I pay? Went outside, looked at it, listened to the voicemail, and then I called him back, and I was in bibs, had dirt and other things all over me. So I work in piping and things like that, so...
He had shit on him, let's be honest.
It's possible. It's possible.
Yeah. Something from the sewer was on him.
So I
Been
answered
working in plumbing. It was fine. It's
Right.
fine. It all rolls downhill.
Exactly. I answer the questions like I would answer anybody. Like, what do you need? and they liked it, and I couldn't believe it.
Nice.
They asked me who can I talk to on Riverbend. I said any of them. Gave them all the information. They contacted my best friend here, Richel, and history's been made.
When they contacted me, I thought it was a joke. I was like, okay, you're from a TV show? All right. I thought Brian was trying to pull one. Then I was like, he's not smart enough to pull this off.
Yeah. And I agree with her.
Platoon sergeant, but not smart enough for a prank.
Of course not. They just tell you to shoot.
I'm like, he's a killer, but he isn't a thinker. It's
I
okay.
can't believe we got as far as we did, really.
No. Like, the whole entire process, first, we did not put our best foot forward.
Never.
No. Like,
Never.
We didn't. We fought the first investigation that we went on.
On my first, Skype interview, I have this thing that I do. I don't know why I do it, but I do it. I'll answer a question. I'll answer it fully. I know that I answer it fully, but then I'll be like, I don't know if that answered your question. I don't know why I do it, because I'm like, you did answer it. You actually gave them more information than they even asked for. But it's like a period for me. I don't know. Anyway, so I did that on the Skype interview, and I was like, why am I doing this? Why are you the way you are? And then he's like, do you have any questions for me? So I asked him like 3 questions in a row. And he was like, I don't know. I was like, see, it's not as easy. Because now you're doing the same thing that I did. And I was kind of giving him shit. And he laughed about it and was like, I like you. I was like,
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's how they came at us. And we just answered like, fine. And they're like, I love it. And I was like, I don't understand what's going on, but cool, keep going.
Yeah, you have to understand. I don't know for sure, but I would have to guess that most people in the television industry don't meet that many real people that just talk like real people. There's probably a lot of plastic people that are just spewing, whatever they want to hear to them. So when they meet someone, a lot of the stars that I've met, be it music stars, TV stars, movie stars, the more laxed and real you are, the more they're like, hey, come on the tour bus, let's party.
I think they liked our interaction too. Like, we have investigated together we've been friends for a long time, and we have investigated together for a long time. So it was real natural for us. Once the lights went out and we were going to go do our thing, it really didn't matter that there was a camera or whatever. I mean, we fought on camera.
We literally bickered back and forth on camera.
Now, it was sounding all cool because he's like, the lights went out. It was just the two of us. And I was like, do her little Barry White in my head. And then they're like, we fought the whole time.
We did.
We didn't fight the whole time, but we did bicker and didn't realize we were on camera until the camera guys started giggling at us. And then we were like, oh, here we go again, putting our best foot forward. Damn it.
Yeah, it was like, honestly, there was nothing that we did that was just absolutely amazing.
I'm going to be honest, there's nothing I did that I'm absolutely proud of. Like, I'm kind of like, oh, that could have been better. That's not something I want other people to be like, oh, when you're trying to get a job, like, you know what I mean? I'm like, this isn't the shining moments I would like you to see, but this is real life. So I guess have buyer's remorse later. I don't know. Like,
it seemed to work, though.
Yeah.
There you go.
It continued throughout it's continued.
Right.
Still.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that contact us that want not just like Richel on a radio show or Richel on a podcast. They want the both of us because we interact.
Right.
We bicker and we give each other shit all the time. So.
I was just getting ready to say, you're so clean cut, you make up for her filthy potty mouth, and then you go and you do that.
Let me tell you, I can throw them down too. Okay?
I assume so.
So
I will say there's some words that I come out of my mouth that make him blush, though. That he's like, oh my goodness.
We're gonna try and keep those out of here for the next 45 minutes. I don't know why.
Right.
It's not my job. That's the FCC. But
I won't say him.
We should have played the George Carlin bit before we started, I guess.
There are 7 words you can.
You guys are right in the ballpark.
Can I guess which ones they are?
Now that would be a funny radio bit right there. But no.
Okay.
No, instead we're going to talk about the history of ghost hunters.
Okay.
Right. So Grant Wilson is the lead investigator for that, and this started like back in 2004, and they did like 11 seasons, and then Grant took a break, raised his kids, and then that's when you guys come aboard. Was that 2019, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is there? 8 guys or 8 members of the team?
7 with Grant.
7, right? And so you were immediately made part of that team. Now, 2 of them you're bringing along for this investigation with the ghost hunters down at the Mineral Springs, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
Mustafa and Daryl.
Yep.
Now, have they been there the whole time too with you guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Right. So how do they get along?
Oh, they get along.
Yeah, everybody got along really well. I mean, we lived with each other basically for a year, or a year and a half.
They don't bicker like you guys?
No.
No one bickers like
No.
we do. No. Wait, no. Daryl and Kristen may bicker.
They did.
They bicker, but
it ain't nothing like ours.
It's not a funny bicker, though. It's an uncomfortable
Yeah,
bicker.
that's a real deal there.
Like, we would go on runs with them, and our camera guys knew that if they started to put a camera on us, because they're like, you want their reaction, because like we were trying to figure out like what we were going to do, like where we were putting in equipment, and Kristen was like, well, I don't know if we should do that, like I don't know if we should put it there, we should maybe put it here, or like I don't know. And Daryl was like, well, what do you want to do? And me and Brian like take a step back, and we were like, I hate it when mom and dad fight.
Yeah.
I was like, it's so awkward.
But I mean,
It's awesome.
But we're like giggling. 'cause
we
we're like,
absolutely loved every bit of it.
Like,
we're
our
into it. Like,
yeah. I'm like, it's not us. Look at them go.
but then it was like, oh, they're serious.
Yeah, I was like, that's not as. It's still kind
But
of
let's
funny,
check 'em
but
out.
like watch it. But I
That's
mean,
hilarious. I hate it when mom and dad fight.
Yeah, I remember when she said that. Like,
we started giggling like a bunch of children.
before too long, there was a camera on us because it was like, we got to see what these 2 are going to do, because we were laughing. We're like,
you know, we're like, okay,
So you're bringing Daryl Martson, right?
Uh-huh.
He's like the co-lead guy, right?
yeah.
And then how do you say this guy's name?
Mustafa Galilari.
Galilari.
Mustafa.
Now, did you guys say it the same? Because you didn't say it the same outside. I'm just saying.
well, I don't think I said
Oh.
it right then, but I'm not good at language.
Brian likes to call him Mastifa.
Okay.
And I sometimes call him Mufasa. I know it's a lame joke. I know that he hears it all the time, but I love it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if it doesn't make him laugh, it makes me laugh. I've asked him if it upsets him, and he's like, no. He's like, for some reason when you do it, it doesn't bother me. I was like, okay.
And I did not ask him if it offends him, because I was just going to continue to say it.
But he already knows that you're not good with
Words anyways,
So he's
yeah.
like, he's doing the best he can.
I wish we could tell him that story about.
Well, I hope you're not offended, but in my mind, I've been calling you Hot Rod and you Thundercat.
Yeah.
So I don't.
I like it. I think that's going to be my new name.
Thundercat and
change
Thunder
that.
Snow?
Is
that-
I
that's-
don't know.
Let me go ahead
Who's
and
gonna be
change that on
Thunder Kiss?
Facebook.
I like Chim Chim, though.
Jim.
That's a good one.
I don't know.
So Daryl is from Delaware, right?
Yes.
Where's Mustafa from?
New Jersey.
Right, so
Parts
they're
unknown is
East
what I would've
Coast guys coming in. Have they been here before?
Mustafa's been in Alton.
Okay.
Actually, all of them have been here in Illinois before, because we did a investigation at the original Mineral Springs
Okay.
In Oakville.
in Oakville. Yeah, so they've all been here, but this will be the first time that they're at this mineral.
We've really
Springs.
talked the mineral up to them, so they were super excited about getting down here and checking it out. And they're huge on Jack in the Box.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they love it so much.
I'm serious,
And we're
like,
like, we got 3
Big deal
so
in our
close.
town, for sure.
I was like,
That's like one of
typically-
Mustafa's main things. He's like, yeah, I know we're going to meet people and we're going to investigate ghosts. That's great.
He's like,
All right.
Can we get some tacos?
Does anybody remember when some tacos killed some people, and to save their business, they had the greatest deal. You could get a hamburger, 2 tacos, and fries for $1. I ate nothing but Jack in the Box that summer.
When was that?
You were probably not even born yet.
I just
you
wanted
just-
you to say a year.
I want to throw something
I
at
wanted
you.
to tell you.
I wish
I was 3 then. I just wanted.
We're still on formula.
So there's a lot.
Thundercat, you are not performing at or above expectations anymore. Okay, you've just gone down a notch.
I wouldn't have it any other way. Did you hear what he said? He said you were
You're
still on formula then. I was like,
Mommy was still burping you.
Oh, but there's a lot of places you could take them in town, and it's halfway to St. Patrick's Day already. Did you know that? What?
I'm sorry, I'm too busy watching the interaction between these two. Something about breast milk's all I know.
Man.
I was mouthing to him, I was a booby baby.
I could tell.
Get it right if you're going to insult me, okay?
I could tell as soon as you walked in. I'm like, she was breastfed. As soon as I met you, I can tell by looking. Yeah.
You were breastfed.
You can. For sure. You might not be able to tell by looking at me, but I'm cesarean born. The way you know is I leave a window when I exit. I don't know if any of that's true. Probably not.
I need hand sanitizer.
You're going to have to sanitize more than that before this is over.
Let's take a minute to talk about what's going on tonight around the Riverbend before we forget. But it's halfway to St. Patrick's Day already, and since they missed it down at Morrison's Irish Pub, because of the whole whatever happened back then, I don't remember.
Yeah.
But so they're having it halfway to St. Patrick's Day deal today.
All right.
It's already half over. It started at 1 o'clock.
Wow.
But they're doing the sea shanty sing-along right now. You know that. And then they're doing the open mic at Raging Cajun right across the corner there. Let's see, what else? Down at Fast Eddie's. I'm sure you'll take the guys down to Fast Eddie's. Everybody goes to Fast Eddie's while they're in town. Right?
See.
We got.
Yeah, right.
So tonight, Blacktop Boulevard is at Fast Eddie's Bone Air from 6 to 10 p.m.
Sean Garrett out in Bethalto at Gino's 140. Dave Horton Acoustic Country at Big Daddy's in Edwardsville tonight. Meatwood Flack at the Lakehouse at Buffalo Park in Maryville.
I love that name. That one makes me laugh.
You do, every time.
Squeeze Box. That is a good name. I can't help it.
I know. How about Squeeze Box? They're at the Prairie Inn in Dorsey.
All right.
Backwoods Burden Duo at George's Local Brew in Jerseyville tonight. Scott and Michelle doing the Veterans Park down in Pontoon Beach.
Nice.
And the Vault at Doit's Village Inn tonight. So that all going on tonight around the Riverbend. We are talking to the Ghost Hunters.
Bad Thursday for a pandemic.
No. The list is crazy like always. So. And you can check it all out at cottonmouth.org.
There you go.
So let's, if you want to call in and ask a question, you can do that too. I meant to mention that a while back. Number's 465-1570. We're very bad at reminding people they could call in. This is a live show. I didn't mean to remind you of that, Richel.
Be gentle.
Okay.
Live.
Oh, that's spooky.
So what's the plan down at Mineral Springs on the 25th? What's actually going to go down there?
Oh, we haven't figured that out yet.
You haven't figured it out?
No.
We're hopefully going to find a ghost. I don't know.
We're going to, 6 to 7, we're going to meet people and talk to them and get their stories and take pictures and things like that. And, just get them pumped up for the investigation. 8 to 1, all hands on deck, ready to rock and roll. We're just going to dive into it. Just like we would do any case that we, been on, go down there, and hopefully, I would like to see people scared.
Right.
That's my favorite.
Right.
Yeah, I want to see them scared. I want to see, tears is a big word. I don't want to see tears. I do want to see, I want them, first of all, I want them to realize that just because there are people that are, on a television program or whatever, we are just as stupid as everybody else. I know this for sure. Like
more so, I'm finding.
Yes, me for sure. I want them to know that we're going to fall. I'm going to fall. I fall all the time. Or I'm going to hit my head. I want them to know that this is the way things really go, as they got to see.
Yeah. I was going to say, you actually just fell yesterday and broke your phone.
I did. It's correct. All of it. I can't dial out to anybody except for 4 people.
So
that's the great. I'm going to start using that one. Yeah, people like, why don't you call? My phone won't let me call you.
Like, I sent you a message today.
We had to do a couple investigations before we worked our way up to you guys being, big TV stars and everything. But what we learned was sometimes you don't want to be really aggressive trying to get the ghost to do something that being goofy and falling down like you do a lot apparently.
A lot.
So it's not a technique. This is just actually you falling down.
Honestly, I get into a zone that everything just seems to...
He doesn't use a flashlight ever. Doesn't matter if he knows the building or not. And he doesn't look down. He has laser vision, straight forward. That's all he looks at. He doesn't look and see if there's a stair, a step, a hole.
I feel like
a
you're
pebble.
complimenting me
It
very
doesn't
well.
matter. So that's why he has me to say, watch your step. Like, you'll hear that multiple times. And I do it when we're not investigating, too. I'm like, step up, because I'm like, you're not paying attention. And when I don't do it, you fall.
In my defense, when you're in the Marine Corps and they say go,
Right.
you don't.
No.
Let me take my time real
No.
quick and look. You go.
You go.
So you don't have time for flashlights and things like that. Well, when I'm on the investigation and they say go get them,
Yeah.
bitch, get out of my way. I'm going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's funny that you say that, because, like, anyone who knows me, my sister, my husband, they'll all tell you, I am never in a hurry, ever. I get there when I get there. I leisurely stroll. Like, I'm like, okay. And I think that that's why I probably pay attention to that a little bit more, because I'm like, all right. There was this one.
There's proof on film. I'm remembering the lady in the window. Okay, and you guys are up in the attic, and you're taking your time trying to get back to the back, and he's like, "Go right, go left, go right."
Yeah,
and you're like,
I'm like,
"What?"
I'm walking on rafters in a
Like,
very
you could
tiny-
fall through the roof any minute, but go.
Yeah, I flat out told him, like, listen, I have to use my hands, so I'm putting my flashlight in my mouth to hold it.
Right.
Do not ask me questions.
And he immediately
And he
started.
immediately asked me a question. I look back at him like, are you kidding me right now? I was like, I'm trying to go faster, so I was going to monkey it through, you know? Like,
Chim chim.
yeah.
Chim chim, yeah.
And it was just funny because we found this little hole. And it's like,
It really was. I mean-
you're not going in there.
I got my head through there, and I was
was
like,
like,
I will go through the roof if I can get my body in there, which I could not.
And then the window was like hidden in like a little
Yeah.
wall almost.
I was like, there is no way. I said, no one living got back here.
Yeah.
Like, I have, and put their body anyway.
You would have seen their knees, just like
Yeah.
your knees were up by your chin as you're trying to get in the window.
Yeah. We had, I don't know what, we had a couple of investigators outside looking.
yeah, they had a
and-
thermal cam outside.
Yeah, I think it
Which
was.
gives you the heat signatures and things like that.
I think
So
it
if-
was
It was Brandon.
Brandon.
It was Brandon for sure.
Yeah, maybe Mustafa too.
Yeah.
How
But,
many people do you have with you when you do an episode like that?
Total people?
Yeah.
Oh, there's over 20.
Wow.
But that's, your lighting, your cameraman, your, what they're called, PAs, personal assistants or whatever. They
And how long does an investigation usually take? A few days or
one
We're
week.
there a week.
one
yeah.
week? Yeah.
And all those people aren't in the building while we're investigating.
Yeah.
They're off.
Right.
Like, we have like a station where people go and they stay there.
Right.
Like a home, like a,
A home base,
Yeah.
and then if you need something, you radio to them. And
like when Richel and I would go in, it would be Richel and I,
Right.
and a cameraman, and sometimes there's a sound person in there.
depending if they can reach if they can reach you without being in the
They stay
building,
outside.
they stay out in the outside. But if the building's too big and they have to go in, they'll go as close as they'll go as far away as they can to still be able to get you. If that makes
Why is
They
it you
keep their
guys?
distance.
Yes.
They do.
The episodes I've seen, they always send you guys to the attics and the basements. Am I right about that?
We're the adventure
Yeah,
team.
we were called the adventure team.
Okay.
Like we're the Midwest. We
Of
we don't
course.
care about the dirt, the grit, and
Yeah.
we
They
went
also
after. This is the truth. We were the sweatiest two out there. We were
Nice.
the dirtiest two as
Yeah.
far as
They also sent us into a cave mine.
underground.
Underground, yeah.
Right.
What was we 500 feet underground?
Wow.
I think so.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
that
creepy,
was
man.
Oh,
slicker
yeah,
than
that's-
shit in there,
Hey,
let me tell you.
Watch it there, potty mouth. It's slicker than poop. No, anyway.
Like I was
I
like,
know-
Brian, I know you're gonna fall. You get ahead of me because he didn't fall, which I was really surprised. But I was like, you need to go in front of me, and then when we're going back up, I'm gonna be in front of you because I'm not getting taken out when you
fall. Right,
Yeah.
right.
It was absolutely like
It was a
Something about being underground that far too. Like I've been down in the catacombs under the Limp Brewery over in St. Louis. It's like 5 stories underground where they stored their beer before refrigeration. And it is creepy. It's just catacombs that lead to big rooms, and then all of a sudden you hear water, and there's a hole in the wall, and there's an underground river flowing. You stick your head in the hole, and you're like, "Wow, there's water flowing under the
this
city
one
here."
hadn't had people in it since the 50s, I think it
Yeah.
was.
Wow.
Yeah, that's kind of how it was when I got in the Limp. It was a radio thing where we were some of the first like on workers to get down there in years. But yeah, that's being underground. That
It was
far
different. It
makes
was
you
definitely
feel-
different. As a matter of fact, we had one person that was with us that their heart started racing real bad, and we thought, oh no, we got to get him out of here. And it's a long way. Hold on for this 20 minutes it's going to take us to climb the top. Like, it was cool under there. It was definitely spooky. We heard what sounded like either a rail car moving in there or a woman. There was something that happened in there while we were down there.
A rail car.
It sounded like, you know how this was a mine shaft, so it sounded like the wheels of a cart go past us. We were like, that's awesome, but we're way underground and we're going to die.
Be like, hey, can I have a ride up? Because I don't want to walk up this high.
It was
going my
we
way.
were completely like, we still had to go to the house that night and investigate.
Yeah.
We were completely covered in mud. It was so awesome.
What was so funny is our equipment too was covered in mud, and Brandon, he's very neat, like very
Type A
neat.
personality. Yeah.
Just super
And
neat.
when we came back, he just looked at it and kind of like shook his head, and he's like, "This is your guys'
For
designate
the rest of the year.
for the rest of the."
It's just covered in mud.
And we're like, "It's not that bad." Like I was wiping it off. I was like, "It's
We're doing
okay."
this.
He's like, "Do not touch me." And I was like, "You want a hug?" He's
Right.
like,
That
"No."
was what I was going to say. Big hug.
And it was no, like when we would go to the next
I think
investigation
that
or
bug went in
whatever.
your mouth.
It didn't go in my mouth. It went by,
It was on your lip.
and you didn't help me. There it is.
Breaking news.
But it'll go in your mouth.
I know it will.
But when we went to the next place to investigate and we were getting equipment, he's like, "Adventure team, here's your stuff. Don't touch." I was like, "Oh," we're like, "We know which one's ours.
Yeah,
don't
we
worry."
know. It's got red mud on it.
Yeah, it's like that one's specifically ours. I like that one.
My initials wrote in mud. Just so
Oh, we
you
also
know.
broke several pieces of equipment.
Us.
I did. It was more me. It was all me.
Did you fall on it?
Yes.
I just guessing.
Yes, I went
Quite
through it.
honestly, that data logger that when you seen the episode of him falling through the stairs at the plantation,
was a good
we
one.
just got that data logger because
That
he had,
day.
That day, I had just put batteries in it because he threw the other one or dropped the other one down 3 flights of stairs
Give or take.
while he was, hurrying to go somewhere. And dropped it. And
Do
it was
not
like,
tell me to go. See,
But
Until it's time to go.
I scolded him. I actually said, "We just got this. Like, well, this is why we don't have nice things." The camera screen was like dangling off of our handheld. I was like,
this
They're
is
gonna
not
be
cheap
so
equipment
mad.
either, by the way. This is stuff
Right.
that I was like, oh.
What you guys don't know about that exact moment is when you were scolding him, the cameras turned to the other two, the other couple who were like,
Mom and Dad. I love it when Mom and Dad are fighting.
"Yeah."
I don't know if any of that's
For some
true.
reason, when they saw us fight, they just kind of all went the other way. Just like, oh, let's let them do that.
They would laugh
Yeah.
too. It was more comedic, or I don't know if that's a word. Is that a word?
It can
Wait,
be.
we'll use it.
We'll go with
we'll
it.
call it a word.
It was a comedy bit when we would bicker because the stuff that we say to each other while we're bickering is
ridiculousness.
it's like
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
brother sister.
Yeah.
Oh, I can feel it.
Here we are at Waverly Hill Sanatorium. I mean, it's one of the most haunted locations in the United States, probably the world. It's phenomenal, okay? And we're walking down this hallway. We have cameras on us, but it doesn't matter for her and I. I basically looked at her. She said something about it sounded like somebody was wearing high heels coming down the hall. And I said, as stupid as this sounds, did they have high heels back then? And what did
You said, did they wear high heels?
Oh yeah, like smart. Like I'm being smart. Like stop, Shirley, being dumb. Like that kind of, question. Did they wear those? And what'd you say?
I said, yeah, they did. I said, back then, ladies wore heels all the time. They were real ladies, not like this.
And then I just looked and said, "That's for sure." And that's what they put on the
That's
show.
what they put on. I was like, what?
That's for sure.
But
Nice.
So, what's it like to have a camera following you around for a week? I guess you guys are getting used to it finally.
you finally get used to it. The camera guys are really, really good about staying out of the way to where you don't realize that they're there. But initially it was hard. I remember in the promo or preview that they did before the season was coming out, and you see me walking down a hall with a camera on my shoulder. That was when I would look into the camera. And the camera guy was like, okay, I need you to walk down this hallway, look tough, don't look at me. And I was like, I don't know how to look tough. Because I always have like a shit-eating grin or resting,
Yeah, we got it. RB.
Yeah. And I'm like, so... I was like, and I'm going to want to look at you. You're walking right in front of me. So the whole time he's walking backwards saying, don't look at me. No, he's repeating, don't look at me, don't look at me, don't look at me. And I was like, that's only making me want to look at you more.
Right.
And
You know what bothers me, though?
Yeah.
I have another story
I do.
about it.
Here's what bothers me. These camera guys, they're all fantastic at what they do. They make the show, first of all. We just go out and do, the investigating, but they do everything. These guys can be in pitch black, walking backwards, sideways, doing cartwheels and everything. I can't even walk straight.
Yeah, we heard.
With seeing things, and I'm hitting stuff.
Okay, but our cameraman was just as clumsy as you. That our sound girl was like, was that Brian or Kyle? I'm like, it was Kyle this time.
Yeah, he did.
Oh,
he did.
That one was Brian. And we were like, we can't have nice things with you two. But there was another time that Brian was slightly in a mood. We were investigating.
I don't think that's possible.
Slightly.
I
Every
made
Thursday.
a joke. It was very funny. He didn't laugh. And I looked directly into the camera and says, Brian doesn't think I'm funny today. And the camera guy was like, stop looking into the camera. I'm like, start using it. It's good stuff. Like,
I'm giving you A-list material here, man.
yeah. I'm like, I'm not even acting. I'm just like doing it for real. And you're not, this is gold right here. I was like, buyer's remorse. I always tell you about that.
So if you guys are not convinced yet to come investigate with these guys, I don't know what's going to take, because it sounds like you guys have an absolute blast doing these investigations, and people haven't had the chance to do this. This may be an excellent opportunity coming up on the 25th, right?
Right. It's always a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I feel like we get results, but we also, when I leave an investigation, my sides hurt. Not from falling.
Right.
Some of it maybe from falling. A lot of it's from falling. But, we have a good time. You know what I mean? Like, if we're going to do something, we're going to put all the hours into what we do, might as well have a good time doing it, right?
Right on,
Absolutely, absolutely.
So, when her and I go out and investigate, we're going to have fun no matter what.
All right.
If it's active or not.
It's also it's kind of a way we do investigate, because we take investigation seriously because we're trying to get different types of evidence. But it's a passion, we want to have fun. So we go in there asking questions. If we're not getting activity, me and him just start
Goofing off.
Because a lot of the time, if you think about living people,
Right.
you see serious people asking questions. You don't really want to talk to them. You're kind of like, eh. You see a couple that's laughing, cracking up.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I want to know what's so funny. I
Right.
want to be in that conversation. So that's kind of what we our angle is if we're not getting activity, let's start having fun. Because
Absolutely.
then that's when they start talking, or they make a noise, or to remind hey, we're here and we want to join in too.
Yeah. Musicians use the same technique. We always talk about, if you portray that you're having a great time from stage, the audience wants to be part of the good time. Now, if you're up there going, I'm scared, and you're looking down at your feet, they're going to kind of feel nervous watching you basically be nervous. So I can see that totally working.
Also, when we have guests come investigate with us, we also want them to get involved. Mm-hmm. We don't want them to sit there and be like, oh, that's Richel, that's Brian, and let them do everything. Who cares who we are, man? You guys are here to have fun with us. Let's all be the same squad, and let's go have fun, man. Get involved. Don't just, show up to this thing because it's Richel or something like that.
Well, I could see him being nervous if Jen was there, and Chim Chim.
Well, yeah.
But I don't know why they get nervous with you guys around.
I'm telling you what. Hot Rod and Thundercat are the real team here. I'm finding out.
Let's run through Friday night real quick, Pigpen, and then take a break, and we'll come back and see if we can dig and get some dirt here before we wrap things up.
There's more than dirt to be found. There's plenty to be found here.
So the HOOKiE Monsters are playing at Chez, Maryland on Friday night, and Nate Sickmeier and Borderline at Fast Eddie's Friday. They're doing a cruise in Friday night at Baker's and Hale with the Riverbend Classic Band. Hey, look, Gabbie's back. Party on the patio with Gabbie. He's still around. 5 p.m. at the Moose in Wood River. Down and Dirty at Doit's Village Inn and Pontoon Beach. Silas Reed at the Bella Vista Winery in Maryville. The Skylark Brothers doing the Lakehouse at Buffalo Park in Maryville. Italian Fest was canceled this year, so Who-Dat's going to have their own Italian Fest on Friday night with the Boulderdash Trio from 4:30 to 8:30. Dustin Coleman up in Jerseyville at George's Local Brew. Flip the Frog at the Loading Dock. Scott Logan and Leslie Craig at Grafton Winery, and Jonathan Baker at Aries Winery. And wrapping up our list for Friday night is Rogers and Neenhouse at Mike LaRosa's Cabana Bar in Portage de Sioux.
It's a scratch and sniff.
So for those listening on the radio, make sure you check out the video, because while I was going through that list there was a bit going on.
There was a little arm wrestling going on, and then
but you can only see it in the YouTube video because it's all like silent movie type stuff. Right?
And now the person who lost is wanting a rematch, I think.
So let's take a quick break. Thanks to our sponsors, Halpin Music Company and Mr. Matt Van Boris of Macias Insurance. We'll be back with more Riverbend talent.
Welcome to Riverbend.
Brought to you by the Halpin Music Company.
With Dennis Laird and Pigpen on 94.3 FM, The Big Z.
Wow. That's one I hadn't heard in a while.
Well, it's a welcome one. You're supposed to use that in the beginning. That's Pigpen. I'm Dennis. Alongside with us tonight, the Ghost Hunters from A&E, Brian Murray and Richel Stratton. And thanks for coming in and telling us about your investigation coming up at Mineral Springs on September 25th, which a limited number of people can attend, right? They just need to get their tickets at Eventbrite, right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Got that in first.
You spoke first.
No, you did.
So
No, you did.
I think it's time for another arm wrestling competition here to see who's good.
Right.
I don't.
This time with the radio announcer calling the shots, maybe.
He's pushing her really hard, and she's pulling hard back. I don't know. I have no idea if I'm commentating a adult film or if I'm commentating an arm wrestling match. Those words would have worked under either circumstance.
What's wrong with my head?
You're hitting your mic with your hat.
You know, when we had Riverbend Paranormal on last time, Jen had to leave early. And after
she's busy, because she's a big star,
right? Yeah. And after she left, Chim told us he was going to ask her to marry him on Halloween.
Yeah.
And that all happened, right?
Yeah, I was.
Are you kidding?
I was with them, and I videotaped it and everything. And I know when he asked for my permission.
Right.
And I was like, I don't know. I'm like, I know you're off your 3-month trial period that we gave you, but the other day you kind of like ticked me off, so I was going to put you on a 6-month trial period.
Man.
I was like, yeah, of course.
She's not faking about that. We did have him on a trial.
Yeah.
I got my 6-month chip today.
But
he's from St. Louis. You got a piece
off
suspicious right off the bat.
But then the whole time leading up to it, he was like asking me about his outfit and everything. I said, can we have dinner before you ask? Like, get through dinner before you ask? He was like, why? I said, because if she says no, it's going to be real awkward and I want to eat. And he was like, do you think she's going to say no? I said, I don't know. You're asking her. What do you think? He was like, my husband was like, do not do that to him. You're already freaked. He's already freaked out, and now you're just making it worse. I'm like, I know.
That's the fun of it.
Yeah. But then when my sister, when she finally like set the date and everything or whatnot, I looked at her and I said, are we sure we want to hitch our wagon to this particular horse. And she was like, yeah. And Tim was like, thanks a lot, Richel. Me and him have a love-hate relation, a banter back and forth.
Well, I figured with those monkey arms and him being Chim Chim, you guys would get along, but...
We do. We get along really well, but I always like to make him...
I don't believe that for some reason.
No, we really do get along.
They do.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
okay.
But I do like to be mean to him. Ruffles.
We do
buttons.
too.
Ruffle buttons.
Matter of fact, you should have heard what Pigpen said when he asked his permission if he could marry her. Right?
I didn't give my permission. I'm gonna be honest. I said, look here, Chim Chim. What do you think? You're way out of your league, obviously. Come on.
Yeah. This is a real star.
This is Jen we're talking about here, man.
Right?
The older sister.
I like the little quotes.
Well, I didn't want to get smacked with those big ape arms from across the board, so
I could reach you.
I know. Believe me, I know.
So, the investigation, though, on the 25th, as we've been mentioning throughout the show, at Mineral Springs Hotel with 4 of the ghost hunters. Daryl Martinson's going to be there, as well as Mustafa.
Yes.
Gatalori.
Yep.
Almost did it, I
From
think.
parts unknown.
From New Jersey. Yeah, that's pretty close.
Way more spookier,
And you guys have been now 2 seasons with the ghost hunters, right?
That's correct.
So remember how we had breaking news with Jen and Chim Chim?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna try for some now. Let's see. What about a 3rd season? Have you heard anything?
Stay tuned.
Oh, I tried to slip it in there.
I tried to cut Brian off before he said
Yeah, I was like, what is she going to do? What is she going to do?
Stay tuned.
Right now, we're just trying to get through Mineral Springs on September 25th.
Yeah. Well, fans want to know. So,
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Right. I kind of figured that. I mean, they can't tell us where they're going to be investigating. There's a lot of secrecy with these ghost hunters.
But we will be at Mineral Springs September 25th.
We will tell you that.
Yes.
It's need to know basis only information coming from these guys.
So there's only going to be so many people allowed to attend this, obviously, with social distancing and all that. So folks need to get busy if they're going to do this and get their tickets pretty soon, huh?
Yes, they do. We've sold we're almost sold out.
We're close.
Ooh.
We definitely need, if you want to come, purchase your tickets. We were discussing about possibly opening it up for a second night if there's that many people that still want tickets, just
Right.
because of the social distancing and the
Yeah.
limit of how many people you can have in the building. But that's still to be determined.
Right?
We'll know soon.
Yeah.
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 Just for anybody that does want to come or whatever, they do need to bring their mask because we're going to need to have that at some point.
Okay.
We got to, it's Illinois. We got to abide by all the rules.
Right.
But when it's game time and when those lights go off, prepare to get rowdy.
Right?
Does that sounded weird?
Everything you say sounds weird. I love it. I love it.
Okay.
Well, if
He
nothing's...
pauses at weird places.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not going to do this.
If you guys are...
I want to hear
No.
it. I want to hear it.
I'm not going to do this. You have been there for those. Where
Come
I'm like,
on, Marine. Bring it to us.
well, there'll be some times when we're investigating, and I'll be like, "This is so terrible. I don't know if we want to do this."
Uh-oh.
Okay, we're going to do
Uh-oh.
it. But when you're asking entities or things like that to speak with you,
Right.
for some reason, it always gets so weird. I'm always like, "Are there any children here?"
No,
Why does it sound so weird?
I flat out told him every single time he would say it, I
thought
would
it
just give
sounded
him
weird.
I would
It is weird.
just give him a look, like, why are you doing
I don't know
that?
why I get weird
He's
about
like,
it.
I'm a daddy. I like kids. I'm like, stop! I just looked at him. I told him, I said, you're not allowed to talk to any
That's
children
not gonna-
entities ever
I'm trying to
again.
sanitize
Look at
my,
him. You're like-
brain and my.
Man.
There's certain
Creeps me
kinds of
out.
dirty you can't wipe off, okay?
I know.
You're like Farrah Fawcett in the burning bed after the rape thing, taking a shower. It's not going to help you feel any cleaner, okay? What you've done is
So-
dirty and out of control. It's the way you say it. I'm going
I
to tell
know.
you that.
It would be better if I was like, "Are there any kids here?
Well, you
Kids, are you here?"
that's still creepy.
It
I
is
wanna be
creepy.
honest.
It's all creepy.
It's the way you're saying that. You have to be. So, are there any children here?
I still
That sounds
feel-
like inquisitive slightly, but you're like, are there any kids here?
I know. Every time
I feel like it,
Where are the
no,
kids?
I feel like it's creepy when it comes out of a man's mouth.
Yeah.
Automatically,
I
like,
get that. Yeah, I see that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So I don't.
So good thing, Mineral Springs Mall,
There's
the
children.
kid's name, Cassandra. So you don't have to say kids. Just say, is Cassandra here?
I've through my little list of questions that I like to ask that is marked off now. I don't care if there's kids there at all.
He doesn't want to talk to him. He's got 2 of his own.
Yeah, I got 2 of my own. I don't need any more. I don't need to talk to them, and I sure don't want to be like, are there children here? Super weird. And she would point it out to me, and I'm like, oh my God.
You know what? So at Mineral Springs Mall, there's a creepy entity there that will follow girls home.
Yeah.
There's a male entity that has been known to follow women home from there and then return.
Jen confirmed that.
Yeah. Oh, did Jen confirm
Yeah,
that?
they were talking about how they had people following them home before. So her specifically.
Was it Chim?
Chim Chim. It might have been Chim
He
Chim.
is a creepy entity, and
That's
he
what
does
we
like to
thought.
follow women home.
I'm glad you guys brought that up. We were wondering.
That is a great name for a band, the Creepy Entities.
Yeah.
That is good. Yeah, that's my next band.
Let's put that in my phone.
We played it.
Don't
the creepy
steal
crawl.
it. I patent pending. I don't know if that works for this
My
situation.
phone doesn't work anyway, so.
See, you're faking. You're perpetrating a
I
fraud
am.
from the
I
beginning,
can't even
bro.
spell that, so it doesn't even matter. It doesn't
Man.
matter one bit.
I like you. You're all right.
So it looks like we're just about out of time, Pigpen. See how fast that flew by,
Are
Richel.
you kidding me?
Are you still nervous?
No.
No, you relax.
You should, because the last 5 minutes is the pop quiz.
Here we go.
First, question number 1. What was
Stay
the
tuned.
creepiest thing Brian said? No.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, this is Friday.
Hey, yeah.
No, it's
and
not this Friday. It's next.
I liked your answer. Stay tuned about the whole season 3, because this is 2020. This is the year of survival,
Right.
Not the year of planning for next year. We don't know if it's coming,
Well,
right?
don't we have a big comet coming or a asteroid?
Possibly.
Lofty's Comet. That's a band that'll be playing at Bush Fest a week from now.
Taking another band name.
Oh, so let's slam through Saturday real quick, because Mississippi Earth Tones is Saturday, right?
And it is different than any other year.
Yeah, they're having Woodstock, a movie, right? 3 Days of Peace at 8 p.m. for the big wrap up. But they're still doing the scavenger hunt from 3 to 7, and they'll have probably like an open mic at the farmers market and a art exhibit there as well, the Riverwork Project art exhibit. So that's all happening on Saturday. Don and John Acoustic at 4 o'clock, and then Everett and Light 7 o'clock at Chez, Maryland's, and Alton, Naked Soul, and Borderline doing Fast Eddies on Saturday. Flip the Frog at Third Shoot and Alton on Saturday. Finally a band back there. The Owls at 7 p.m. at Baker's and Hale and Godfrey on Saturday. Dana Anderson up in Jerseyville at Georgia's Local Brew. Tripwire at the Hog Pit in Grafton on Saturday. Mo Pleasure at Grafton Winery. Soulard Blues Band at the Loading Dock in Grafton. The Intrusion, 6 p.m. at Rustic Retreats Gold Bar in Grafton. Hicktown maybe, if they're allowed to play, as they're still waiting on word, at the Refinery Bar in Wood River. That happens to a lot of bands this COVID year.
Everything's a maybe this year.
Right. The Skylark Brothers at 4 p.m. at Global Brew in Edwardsville. They're having Autumn in the Vines Fall Festival, a vendor fair with Raquel Ray, 12 to 5, and Hunter Peebles, 7 to 11 at Bella Vista in Maryville on Saturday. The Ruminators, 6 p.m. at the Lakehouse at Buffalo Park in Maryville. Laney and Julie at the Cabin, Judy Creek and Glen Carbon. They'll continue Italian Fest because it got canceled, right? So Who Dats is having it this weekend. I think that's cool. Boulderdash Trio doing that 4:30 to 8:30. Agent 99 at the Prairie Inn at Dorsey. Doc Holiday Band up at Roosters in Staunton. Down and Dirty doing the second night at Doit's on Saturday. Spice it up at Mike LaRosa's Cabana Bar in Portage de Sioux, and Pat Liston on the road up in Highland at L. Flanagan's. You can get the rest of the list at cottonmouth.org for Sunday.
Right. There you go.
Right.
Man, that was a fast fly through the Saturday there.
Well, we had to have more fun with the Ghost Hunters and, talk about gigs this week as we shake it up a bit. But thanks to these big stars that we have sitting next to us, more people watch our videos.
You know what I would think would be a cool idea?
What's the idea?
Okay.
Here would be
Break it out.
Would be a cool idea.
All right.
Listen to me here.
All right.
Bring it in.
All right.
Bring it in.
That's how you do it in recording. I say,
Shh, no one's listening.
soon we should do an investigation through the radio.
Okay.
Can you do that?
Like through the radio?
You tell us. You're the ghost hunter.
We go
Can
and
you
do an
that?
investigation, but we bring it out to people.
Oh.
Like, here's what we're doing. Remember when those guys used to go to some places.
Yeah, I think you've done some remotes, right?
I've been on several remote.
Would that be a hard thing to do?
No, we never did it live. It was always a recorded thing and then played back later. But yeah, I've done quite a few live investigations, and there are plenty of creepy places around here.
Yeah.
So like Riverbend Paranormal, 4 or 5 of us.
Right.
You guys.
Right.
We tape it up. We play it.
Yeah.
People
Right.
call in and get people involved.
Right. So
Am I out of my league here?
No. As a matter of fact, let's let folks in on what we've been talking about. Right.
Proud.
You're proud?
Surprised.
Don't you think it'd be a good idea?
I think so.
I thought your idea was going to be super dumb. When he's like, I have this idea. Hear me out. I was like,
She's like, oh, God.
Here we go. These ideas again.
Here we go.
No, but after we interviewed Riverbend Paranormal last time, I talked to Chim, right, about getting permission to do the Hotel Stratford. You found out about it, got a hold of me, and then me and you started talking about getting permission to do the Hotel Stratford. We got real close.
We did.
We talked to the man, and he said, if it wasn't for COVID, I'd say yes, but let's wait till January 2021, which is what we're hearing from a lot of venues.
You know what? You can't blame them because the latest news is that ghosts carry COVID longer than humans.
Right.
No, I don't know if any of that's
So-
true.
That was super cool. I'm writing it down.
I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah.
Well,
Ghost.
we also talked about something else, and hopefully...
Okay.
Oh, they're whispering off.
Okay.
They're whispering off my.
you almost
That-
hit me in the face.
Oh, stop.
Felt the wind on my...
And that was even creepier than when you were asking about the
Man.
children. I'm just gonna say, no,
What?
I don't know.
We had a show end in a brawl, so it wouldn't be the first one. Actually, we've had a couple shows. Remember, a band fight broke out at the end of one of our shows,
Yeah.
and then a wrestler he threw out the door. Oh yeah. So watch her.
no
She's
fun.
getting excited. She wants to end this with
wanna
some
sw-
violence, I think.
We have some competition.
Yeah.
Let's
Why are you snapping your fingers like you're going to smoke me?
Yeah. Listen, I don't mind brawling with a professional wrestler, but I don't think I'm
don't
going
wanna
to brawl
mess
with her.
No. You know,
I'm scrappy.
Thunder.
yeah, except for when the cameraman says be tough. And then
Did she
you're
just
I'm
say-
not tough.
She said,
No, I can't look
I
up.
just heard her say I'm scrappy. I just
That's right, you can't
it was
look
just a
tough,
little
you're right.
weird to me. Just a little weird to me.
That- he's got a nickname, Scrappy.
That's why it was a little weird to
That was
me.
his old nickname before he changed his name to Salpintego. But that's another story.
I like that one.
Right? Well, you know, we have our moments
I'm
too.
known
If you
by
can't-
many names.
Yes.
Opal, the hot little.
Oh, you didn't do it this time. Leave all the
anyway.
cursing to her, man. I think she set the record for most S-bombs in one show.
Yeah, like a South Park
There is-
episode in here.
You didn't. You told me I could say whatever I wanted.
Whatever you...
Now,
Listen, Thundercat.
now we're gonna play the game. The 7 words I'm not allowed to say.
All right. Hey, you can
One
say...
start with
Do
an-
that. Don't do that. Don't.
You can say whatever you want at the investigation September 25th at Mineral Springs Hotel, right? And that's why you guys have come down here, and we appreciate that. And get out there quick and get your tickets at Eventbrite. And the link's at cottonmouth.org.
Yep.
Right? So no excuses. Get out there and hurry because you may miss out. Hey, I forgot to mention one thing on Saturday, a late gig.
Yeah.
Aaron Joe Paddlefoot is playing down at the conservatory.
There we
I
go.
seen it right as I
nice.
left.
Good
Yeah,
to hear that.
7
Good
to
to hear
10.
that.
I'm glad I looked up here and seen that. Right.
Good to hear that.
And tonight, after the show, I think Power Junior 72 is getting their stuff played on KDHX on the local Harvest show.
Local
Yeah,
Harvest.
with John Valley. So
I heard about that one too. So
I
there you
finished
go.
my entire list. I'm a good boy.
You are, and you reminded everybody to get their tickets because
Right.
almost sold out.
Right.
And you could meet Brian Murray and Richel Stratton, or as I call them, Hot Rod and Thundercat,
Right.
live in person,
I
and
think-
find out that they are just weird as could be.
We need to talk to the marketers.
You didn't already know.
I'm saying season 3, you come out with those names, that show goes through the roof. And if you need me to talk to A&E about this, I will. I'll straighten them out.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll want to listen to
I
us.
feel like I want a shirt that says that.
I think that...
You don't win a shirt for cussing. I know you're looking for the
you
award
do.
for most S-bombs, but we do not hand out T-shirts for that.
That's just at my private parties that I give those shirts out. That is not.
I thought I was going to get a shirt.
Hey, you guys do have.
Well, I could give you my Our Acres of Terror shirt, but it's a little wore out.
I've got tubs of Family Fest shirts.
Yeah,
I'll
he
give
does.
you.
He can't sell his shirts. So.
I can't sell these. I can't give them away.
Can we get some Ghost Hunters merch, I guess, at their website, right?
Hey, let's swap merch.
Yeah, you need some.
I don't have them.
They don't even give those stuff.
I have a Ghost Hunters pillow that I took from that
The boat?
the boat.
Right now, there's an A&E guy. I knew she took it. I knew it was her.
I asked.
Oh,
I
okay.
said, "Can I have this?"
It's not stealing if you ask.
And our
When they said no, it was.
our PR lady looked at me and she was like, she's like, "Yeah, I guess you can." I was like, "Thank you."
You're like, what are they going to do with
And then she
it?
was like, "Richel, where are your shoes?" I said, "My feet hurt. I brought flip flops. It's fine."
It's fine.
I think I've got pins
That was in
or
New York.
buttons.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like 4,000 of them.
Oh, I got a pin too.
Yeah.
I'm serious. I
But
got
no, I
like
have-
3 or 4 baggies full.
Yeah,
That's
but
how they give them to me too. Here's a baggie full of pins. Where did those come from?
I know, but I got a pillow.
Nice.
Ghost Hunters on
All
one
that
side,
work,
A&E
2
on the
seasons,
back.
and she got a pillow.
Pillows and pins. That's,
You guys, man.
pillows, pins, and peanuts.
They
That's what
love
they
you
pay
guys.
in.
We
We
got
will have Adventure Team T-shirts and hoodies.
Oh, okay.
We'll have it at the event, and then you can contact us and get them as well.
And underneath the armpit, it'll say scratch and sniff.
Yes.
I don't. I'm just asking.
That's a good one too.
Any
Put it in your
websites
phone,
or
see?
anything you guys want to promote that people can keep up with you guys on?
Websites that are kid friendly.
Right.
I mean, not just any random like your favorite.
Oh, I'm out.
You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Stratton Richel.
Okay.
And mine is
He has to look his up.
Ryan,
His phone don't even work. He is so faking it.
_ Murray GH.
yep.
All right.
I can't reply to any of you though because my stuff's broke.
Now he's going to break the record.
It's a competition between these two. You can see it from the deep
I
down.
fell up
You can
this.
see-
We figured it all
Hey,
out.
hey, hey, hey.
Breaking
Oh
news
my
right there.
gosh! Oh.
We better run
yeah,
before
Clark-
we don't have a show again.
Right now, Clark Howard is 7 minutes into his show, and we're way over time. So, hey, thanks to Brian and
Yes,
Michelle,
very
Hot
much.
Rod and Thundercat,
Yeah.
for coming down. And on behalf of my partner Dennis, this is Pigpen reminding everybody to get out and support local music and art.